Hey everybody, Nerdy Transformed here again, and today I'm reviewing the Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Hotshot. Now, if you don't know, this figure is a repaint of Crosshairs, who's actually a character in the movie, and Hotshot is, well, not. He's just a repaint. And strangely, they call him Hotshot, yet he's clearly in Trax's colors, and you'll see that more in robot mode, but this looks more like Trax's car mode. All it's really missing is the flames on the hood, which apparently originally had. This is a 2014 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, as TF Wiki tells me. And yeah, it's a pretty nice little car mode. It does look good, and to be honest, if they had been going for an Armada Hotshot homage, if they had done this in yellow, this would have worked well for Armada Hotshot. Because Armada, he was a car much like this, with a very long, smooth hood, and a spoiler in the back. So I was kind of surprised when they called this Hotshot and then didn't actually make it Hotshot colors, especially since this is very close to how he looks in Armada, just wrong colors. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't go for the full homage. I think they just kind of stuck Hotshot name on there just because they could. Plus the Prime version of Hotshot was also blue, for whatever reason. Anyway, no, I said Hotshot way too many times already. For comparison, here we have Combiner Wars Streetwise, who I think has one of my favorite car modes I've seen in a long time. And since he is called Hotshot, let's put him next to the classics Hot Rodimus. And there's you a good idea of how big he is, about the normal deluxe size for a car. A lot more realistic than these two. So yeah, that's his car mode. It's got some nice detailing. You can even see a little, like, I guess that'd be a Chevrolet logo on the front. Not sure what that is. Big, nice Autobot logo. You might notice a paint difference here. That's because this part here and here are plastic, but these parts are connected to the windows from here all the way down to the headlights. It's all clear plastic that's been painted blue, which I guess is a way to save it, because then they can just have these two pieces of clear plastic connected. But it does mean the blue looks a little bit different. It is kind of faded, and you can see the paint doesn't completely cover up everything. Some of this clear plastic did not get painted properly. And again, like I said, it has that faded look for whatever reason, so it sticks out like a sore thumb in person. It actually looks alright on camera, but in person it does stick out a bit. But yeah, the only other thing I can really complain is that his taillights aren't painted at all. The only paint he has are those clear bits on the windows and then the Autobot decal. Everything else is just plastic, and then yeah, there's paint for the robot mode, and yeah, he's kind of like a mummy sarcophagus, just kind of stuck in there. This figure is kind of infamous for being a kibble former, and we'll get to that. Oh yeah, and for weapon storage, he has 3 guns, and 2 of them are tucked up way in there. I'll have to show that later. And his Uzi here just kind of pegs into his leg and just stays under the car mode. And if I can just get that peg line, there we go. Yeah, just sits like that. It can peg into the other side, but it doesn't fit quite as well. It feels like it really is kind of meant to peg over here, because if you peg it in there, you kind of have to do it like that, and yeah, it doesn't quite fit as well. It doesn't fit as nicely as it does over here. Anyway, for transformation, it is a little complicated. So we're going to start by popping the panels out and pegging them from the part there. And then you're going to want to bring them down and unpeg it from there. This one I pulled out a little too far, so I already unpegged it, but pull it out. This can be kind of tricky. You're going to grab the back here. Kind of want to go like this until you can kind of pull this middle part up, and what you're going to do is this pops up on a double hinge and comes back and folds back like that, and that gives you some room to start moving parts around. Come to the front, pop that down. The headlights do pop off from the hood part, and again you're kind of just moving all these little pieces around to kind of get room for everything. It is a huge process transforming this guy. It can be fun, but can be also tricky. Grab the wheels, they'll flip out on their own panels. There's a lot of panels all over this guy. Which also means transforming back into car mode is a huge pain in the butt, because everything has to fit together just right. Flip him out as far as you can, then bring these little bumper bits down to form his shoulders. And that's basically his arms there. His arms are done now. And again, it's kind of just slowly moving pieces around so you can get other pieces loose. Go ahead and bring these out. They come out on this weird hinge. And you're going to flip these rubber bits out. For some reason, Age of Extinction had a lot of rubber pieces on the Transformers. If you don't know, in the movie, Crosshairs has a big his kibble kind of forms a big duster jacket around him, and that's what they're kind of trying to emulate here. What you're going to do though is you're going to want to come to the back, grab the middle here if you can, and the whole thing, all this kibble, pulls back on a hinge, and gives it a lot more room to use his legs. Go ahead and split them, turn them forward, flip out. Alright, go ahead and grab this, fold them down the forward of his feet. And yeah, he's kind of just stuck with car kibble on the side of his leg. Go ahead and grab these bits, flip them down for heels. And the rest is kind of just kibble cleaning up. So you're going to take the rubber bits. You see there's a little slot there. There's a little kind of rubber peg on the end of this. You're just going to peg it in to kind of keep his... kind of give him that jacket look. Give him the complete jacket look. Come on. Come on. There you go. In there like that. Again, make sure the kibble's completely back. Kind of fold in the hood as much as you can. Or as much as you want, depending on how you want him to look. Make sure his legs are straightened, and yes, the rubber bits do pop out really easily. They are kind of annoying like that. There we go. Go ahead and bring them down to the sides just to kind of that'll keep him from falling, coming apart so easily. Get his arms in place. Get him standing. Oh, come on. There we go. And there is your Age of Extinction hotshot. Let's get the comparisons out of the way. Streetwise and Rodimus. Alright. And as you can see here, you can see a lot more why they're calling them well, actually, I understand. This is where a lot more why I see like why didn't they call them tracks? Because he's got the white helmet with the red face. He's got a bit of red and black and blue and white all over him. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty clearly Trax's color scheme. If you want a movie version of Trax, I mean, this is pretty much it. As far as colors go, at least. And even the vehicle kind of works for him. And the thing is, they're going to call him Hotshot. Well, this would actually work well for Hotshot, again, if they give him the right colors. Hotshot always kind of had like a racing helmet kind of thing going on. And yeah, he's kind of got that here. He's got the goggles, he's got a nice little racing helmet kind of shape. This could work for Hotshot if given the right, Armada Hotshot especially, if given the right colors. And he's even got kind of good engine block chest too. So, I mean, thing is, it's just kind of feels like it's stuck halfway. If he's going to be painted up in Trax, just call him Trax and give him his flames. Trust me, we have it's the Transformers movies. There's plenty of flame decos to go around. Or if you're going to call him Hotshot, give him like Armada Hotshots, right? Even Cyber, if you're going to want to go for blue, go for Cybertron Hotshot. He has a spoiler too, and this could still work for him. Not go for Trax, but call him Hotshot. It just confuses me. It's kind of stuck halfway in the middle of trying to decide which one they wanted to do, and then it just kind of released it like that. Anyway, let's stop talking about the color scheme. Let's talk about the actual figure. As far as a figure goes, he does look pretty nice, and the vehicle kibble does kind of come off like a big jacket. At least from the front, it does kind of come off the kind of sway of the hard plastic of the headlights. Does kind of come off like the sway of the sides of a jacket. I do wish there was something kind of like connecting it here, because you just have like these open gaps. But for the most part, it does work, especially if you kind of keep it all kind of collapsed in, and it does kind of all just kind of flip out for action poses. And of course, it is all also on this hinge back here, so where you can kind of get even more collapsed in, and really just kind of have them like compacted in there, but also looks more like a jacket, or flare it out, whichever you prefer. It's an interesting little gimmick that relies on his kibble. But that's the thing, it's also kibble. And yeah, all of this kibble is just kind of hanging on him. The entire car mode, basically. Even these bits are just kibble. They're not actually on the legs, they're just hanging off the sides and the backs of the legs. And it does look bad. I really don't like how these look here, because you have these weird gaps. It looks like his feet are like an inch off of where they should be. They're over here, and they feel like they should be about here. It feels like because of the kibble's feet's not coming off the sides. It also has Ninja Turtle toes. I don't know why he has Ninja Turtle toes. It's just a Michael Bay design, I guess. I mean, thing is, he's not bad. He looks good. He's just not fun to play with, and even on the looking good part, Yeah, there's some bits that just don't look quite right, especially since he has a gap in his foot, so it looks like he's been like slashed or something. It doesn't look like his foot's attached. It looks like it's a prosthetic or something. It just doesn't look right. I mean, the parts separately look fine. It's just how they're attached it looks really crappy. And it's just a hinge. I don't know why the hinge was set up like this where it looks like that. I guess that way it folds in. It feels like he's missing a step in his transformation. It feels like something should fold over and cover that or something, but nothing does. Nothing moves. Again, not god-awful, just annoying, or just not to my taste. Now, we can talk about his articulation. If we get her down the way, his head is on a swivel, but it's very tight and can't go very far because of his shoulder bits here. His arms do move, but the wheels are attached to his shoulders, so when you move it around, he moves his arm forward just fine, but reaching back can be a little tricky. Moving his arm out works alright. Moving it inward works alright too. It looks like it would get in the way, but it actually works alright. I'm surprised how well his articulation works. He has a swivel. Oh, and, okay, yeah, the kibble of his elbow can get clashed with the shoulder kibble, but it's only on a full 360. He does have two hinges for his arms, so you can get it really folded up, and his hands are able to rotate. They are mushroom pegged onto there, so you can, not a huge amount, but you can get a bit of rotation out of them. Nothing at the waist, but he does have full leg articulation. It's on a hinge out, and it goes out pretty far, but the kibble gets in the way. Goes back pretty far, goes forward, decent amount. He does have a knee. It's kind of under where his knee pad is, but it looks okay, and it does work. And because of the transformation, he does have an ankle hinge, so you can kind of get him more of a staggering pose. So that does work. So yeah, everything works like you want. Again, he just looks strange is all. And I don't hate the figure. I think he just has some confusion issues. Yeah, it does have his Uzi, which has a small peg on the handle on the top for some reason, so he can't hold it by that small handle. But of course, it's meant to be held by the long handle, because that's also where the ammo clip is. There we go. And yeah, it's an Uzi. Also, the guns I mentioned earlier are hidden under those clear plastic bits I mentioned. They're pegged right in there, and he does have two of them. I'll show you. You can see it's right in there, and they're pegged right in there. And these have like these strangely really tiny little handles. Like that small bit on the top of that Uzi, that's still bigger than the handles on these things. He can still hold them, but they do fall off his hands really easily. I mean, yeah, you can see he's holding it, but the slightest touch and they fall out of his hands. I'm worried about losing these things. But it does mean you can give him his dual pistol look, or Uzi pistol look, or, yeah, like I said, dual pistol. There's a variety of things you can do. You can have him dual pistoling this, and I do like how the guns look. They are molded very nicely. For an up close look at the Uzi. Uzi's molded the best, but it's also the biggest, so it makes sense. Not quite as nice molding on the barrel for the pistols, but still fairly nice. They really do look best in his hands, because looking at them on their own, they do look kind of like just like pieces of pipes or something. They really only look like guns when they're in his hands, like that. But they do look nice in his hands, though. I mean, you can kind of get a lot of cool poses with the dual pistols, if they stay in his hands. My only real complaint with the guns is I wish the pistols had longer handles. That is my only complaint with these weapons. And if you want to store it in robot mode, it's pegs in the same place it did in vehicle mode. The hole's still on the side of his leg. There you go. Just peg the Uzi there, the pistols fit up in there. All that stuff. So overall, he's a cool figure. I want to like him more. It's just, he feels so confused. As far as the actual figure goes, the biggest problems he has are, well, the kibble. As cool as the Duster gimmick is, the jacket is, it is a cool idea for a gimmick, or even a look, not a gimmick, but like a look. But it does mean it does inhibit him a little bit, and it doesn't get in the way of his articulation much, it just doesn't look pretty. It looks messy. Again, from the front he looks fine, but from the side or the back, it just looks like kibble. So it's not a big issue as far as articulation, it's more just look-wise. Same with the legs, it's not... His overall problems aren't even, like, that he's a bad figure. It's more of just how he looks. He feels confused. His legs look all ganky, or at least his feet, where his feet are connected, they look a little messed up. Again, the kibble doesn't look all that great, and the colors just confuse me. If he had some flames, even if he was still called Hot Shot, if he just had some flames, and granted, Hot Shot was supposed to be a reference to Hot Rod, who they just lost a trademark on, and they just want to call one Hot Rodimus, so they made up a new name of Hot Shot, who became his own character. If they just add the flames, the name Hot Shot could still work, and he could still pass for either Hot Shot or Trax. Or if they're going to go for Hot Shot, they should have probably given him his Armada color scheme, the one he's known for, the yellow and red and silver. And this sculpt would actually still work well for an Armada Hot Shot. Just pick one or the other, or hit a better middle ground. This doesn't feel like a middle ground. This feels like we started halfway and gave up. I say, if you're going to get this figure, I would say go for the Crosshairs mold, or the Crosshairs colors, the original colors for him. This one's not bad. I do think he's nice, and if you do want like a movie version of Trax, he can still work. I'm sure Repro Labels has some kind of stickers for him, or you can just borrow stickers from another figure to use on him. He looks nice. He's a nice figure. He has some messed up things, but as far as an action figure goes, he still works. He can move. His transformation is a little overcomplicated. I don't care much for the rubber bits. But he does look cool. He can be fun to play, mess around with, despite his flaws. I just don't think this particular version is the best version of this mold. My recommendation is to go out and get the Crosshairs mold. But besides that, he's okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm Nerd Transformed, and I am out of here.